AITAH, partner of 8 years, broke up with me, and several days later claimed I didn't fight for us. My 34M partner of 8 years, 31M, I lived with for 6 years, ended our relationship. After talking things over for hours, I'd asked him a few times if he was sure that's what he wanted and that I was still willing to stay together and try and work on things. He declined and said he was done, and although I was upset, I respected his decision. For context, I'd pre-planned to have my cousins over that weekend, so instead I decided to go visit them so we'd both have space apart. We mutually agreed that I'd take over the lease for our apartment since he wasn't able to afford the rent on his own, and annual renewal was due the following month. He stayed throughout the end of the lease despite us being broken up for a month and him not having paid last month's rent since I initially covered that in security deposit. Full disclosure, I let him slide on, paying for that as a concession for some of the split property that I wanted to keep. I also even still gave him some items that were my own belongings that I was going to sell, as some of the things I ended up keeping he also wanted. I went to my cousin's for the weekend and returned to find him playing online games with his friends. I was irritated that he evidently did nothing all weekend, but as we had separate bedrooms at this point, I just went into mine to be alone. He knocked and asked if he could come in and talk, and I agreed. He said he was upset that I didn't try to fight harder for us after our hours-long talk when he ultimately decided to end things. I did get pretty angry about that in the moment and pointed out that we talked extensively, and he said it was his final decision. I again asked him if he was sure he wanted to end things, and he said yes, but still said that I was an asshole for not fighting harder for us. Another side note I didn't want to put too far up, but he cheated on me with a one-night stand 3 years into our 8-year relationship, and I worked pretty hard to forgive him and move past it, which I did but now regret. So Reddit, AITAH.